Hi, my name is Jake Breeden, and I've written a business book called Backfire: The Unintended Consequences of Sacred Cows at Work. And this, I believe, is an important business book. And yet, on the cover, you'll find a cow's butt. So why would there be this picture on such an important business book? And what do I even mean by sacred cows or unintended consequences? What do I mean by backfire? Maybe you wonder who I am. Well, if you do wonder all of these things, you're awfully curious. I mean, that's 5 questions, and we're just getting started, but that's okay. I'll answer all 5 in reverse order, if that's okay with you. We'll count down. 5, who am I? I'm Jake Breeden, as I said before, and I think the most relevant thing about me is I'm a learner for a living. I've had the opportunity to teach leaders in 27 different countries for some big, interesting companies whose names you've heard of for sure. And in each of these places, in each of these towns, in each of these countries, I've done a lot more learning than teaching. 4, this brings me to backfires. These are the things that I've been most fascinated by, the things that really invite me to be more curious and learn why is it that leaders will set out to achieve an objective, and these are well-meaning, high-achieving leaders, and yet they achieve the exact opposite of what they intended. And this is what I mean by a backfire, and I see it in workplaces all around the world. 3, unintended consequences. Unintended consequences are really just the kind of a fancy name for a backfire. Unintended consequences come out of sociology, and they were first used to describe public policies like taxes and zoning that would have a different result than the government intended. That's really not what I'm interested in backfire. I'm interested in the unintended consequences of our deepest core beliefs, personal unintended consequences. 2, the sacred cows. Sacred cows are those things that we believe in without question. We bring them into the workplace, and we honor them, and we revere them, and we sort of shut our brain off. I'm talking about good things here. The sacred cows I look at in backfire are things like collaboration, preparation, balance, seemingly wonderful beliefs. And yet, it turns out, based on some pretty rigorous science and some pretty compelling stories, that these sacred cows are the very things that propel the unintended consequences that lead to backfires at work. Which finally brings me to the first question that you had, which is, why put a picture of a cow's backside on the cover of an important book? 2 reasons. First is I wanted to be clear that backfires produce a lot of waste. Wasted time, wasted energy, wasted talent, wasted money. But second, and perhaps more subtly, and what wouldn't be more subtle than linking waste with the cow's backside, is the cow's backside is sort of, it's the back end of something really good, really helpful, really nice, really lovely. I don't intend to slaughter the sacred cows. I actually believe these things are important and useful in workplaces all around the world, which is exactly why it's so important that we understand the unintended consequences of these sacred cows so that we can preserve our best intentions at work. So I hope I've answered your 5 questions. If you're curious further, I'd be happy to chat with you more. Send me an email and we can talk more about backfires at work.